You ever just stop and think like, wow, we're spending so much time online. Like it's basically another reality.
It really is.
Ordering groceries,
Hmm.
going to meetings in virtual spaces.
Yeah.
I even saw someone propose in VR the other day.
Yeah.
It's wild. And we're all just kind of rolling with it. So for today's deep dive, let's look at how we're adapting to this new reality and all the tech that's making it possible. And we're basing all this on this awesome report, Adapting to Virtual Living, the Digital World's Impact.
It's pretty amazing how fast we're adapting. Remember when just getting directions online felt like some futuristic thing?
I know, right?
And now look at us. Studies are showing people are getting so good at navigating these 3D online worlds, like way better than we ever thought they would be.
Right.
They're even picking up on little social cues just from avatars. Yes.
I mean, that's crazy. I guess the question is, are we just getting better at reading people? Or is it something deeper? Like, are our brains actually changing?
You know, researchers are thinking it's kind of both. Our brains are seriously good at adapting to whatever's thrown at them.
Yeah.
Think about it. Our ancestors went from living out in nature to building cities. And we're doing the same thing now with these virtual spaces. Our brains are basically making new mental maps and social skills for the digital world.
Wow.
Yeah,
So it's like we're evolving, but for the internet.
exactly. And it's not just our behavior that's changing.
Right, because the report talked about how our brains are literally rewiring themselves.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about that?
Well, think about it. We're constantly switching between doing stuff online and in real life. And that seems to be changing how our brains handle information.
Mm.
One example is the prefrontal cortex, which is like the control center for decision making and multitasking.
Okay.
In people who spend a lot of time in digital environments, that part of the brain is becoming more active and efficient. It's like we're developing a new kind of mental flexibility.
So someone could be like present in a virtual meeting, but still totally aware of what's going on around them in their physical space.
Yeah, exactly. And there are even physical adaptations happening too. There was this study where people in VR were instinctively dodging virtual walls.
Oh, wow.
And get this, they kept doing it even after they took the headsets off.
So it's like our bodies are catching up to our digital lives.
Pretty much. And it makes you wonder what the future holds. The report talks about this whole idea of virtual living,
Yeah.
and it's getting really interesting.
I mean, we're already seeing VR, AI, the metaverse, and all this stuff becoming more advanced.
Right. And some experts think we're headed toward a future where the lines between real and virtual are even blurrier than they are now. Like imagine going to a concert or taking a vacation all from your couch.
That does sound kind of amazing,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I'm ready for all that.
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? Are we ready? I mean, companies are already trying out these fully immersive workspaces in the metaverse.
Or,
Yeah. And it could be great, more accessibility, people connecting from all over the place. But we also have to think about the downsides, like what happens to our health, our social skills, just being able to like function in the real world.
it seems like finding that balance is going to be super important, like being able to enjoy the virtual world without losing touch with reality.
Absolutely. So I'm curious, what about you? As you're living in this increasingly virtual world, what are you noticing about your own experiences? Have you seen any changes in your habits, your skills, even your dreams?
You know, now that you mention it, I have noticed I'm way faster at picking up new software and finding my way around online spaces than I used to be.
Hmm.
It's like second nature now.
Yeah.
But you've definitely given me a lot to think about when it comes to making sure I'm staying balanced between the virtual and real worlds.
Yeah, that's the big takeaway here, I think. We're diving headfirst into this virtual life, and it's exciting, but we have to pay attention to how it's affecting us, the good and the bad. It's a whole new world out there, and figuring out how we fit into it well, that's step one.